very patient, strong, um, real good hands. Um, and yeah, I think he's going to be real good.
What do you think that freedom? You talked about the freedom being able to unlock something with the whole defense itself, but when it comes to what you bring to the table, what does the freedom in this new scheme kind of unlock in you?
Yeah, man, just getting off the ball. Ain't no more sidestepping and trying to match tight ends. Just get off the ball and punish them. Put them in the hole or get in the hole. And it's, it's more just go.
That fits like your mentality, your skill set.
Yeah, because it eliminates a lot of the thinking.
Yeah.
We just setting edges, and if you're not setting edges, we going to the ball. So.
And how does the alignment change sort of ready y'all to deal with mobile quarterbacks and things like that added?
Yeah, I mean, always when you all the way on the outside of the line of scrimmage, nobody's outside of you, you always have that space. You have just more freedom out there. It's not, you ain't worried about the tight end, hitting you back inside or you in the full eye. You got to get outside to tackle and then start your rush. It's more just right now.
Got time for two more.
What did you guys change stuff on the interior, bringing in like Vernon and Gotcha? Like, what differences do you think those guys can make, and just revamping the interior in general? What can that do for the
Yeah, we definitely gonna stop that run. Our boys, they big, but they got even bigger. They bringing in some big bulls. So I know that Coach Staley, he always talking about we got to earn that third down. So, just bringing in big guys like that, I know they're not playing about stopping that run.
Is there anything Chris Rumph has been able to let you know about having played, obviously, in this scheme for this coach that didn't pick up automatically just on film?
Honestly, I asked Chris a lot about how Mac be, because he played with Khalil. So that's kind of my relationship with him.
Is that one of your guys that you really like watching?
Yeah, I know Khalil. I met him in 8th grade. My coach who coached me played with him in college, but obviously never got to play with him. But Khalil was one of those guys in terms of, he stops the run, real violent and physical, and also, what he do in the pass rush.
Thanks, Chase.
He was good. It was good. Good for him. Yeah, but I think he actually. You could actually see him thinking. Good job by us.
Sorry, man. Of course.
The funniest thing that I ever witnessed with Chase is when he was on with Bobby. Bobby asked like a 2.5 minute question, and his answer was, "Yeah, for sure." And I was like, "Okay, I guess we're gonna have something."
I too got it.
It feels like there's no power outside, right?
The other day, the post-practice interviews lasted right. Quarterback day.
I understand why they couldn't utilize two on quarterback.
But when you were describing the pass rushing differences, it sounded so obvious. Like, oh yeah, why wouldn't you do that? But then I'd be curious to hear Dennis's reaction, why he wants pass rush that way. Because even though the pass rush wasn't that productive the last 2 years, it worked for a long time.
They were like 5 top player there.
Yeah. So as an obvious benefit, wonder what.
Separating them a little bit more.
It worked great.
Yeah. When every other quarterback he faced is Kyler Murray and Lamar, and it just doesn't.
There was
Where JD at?
He was drafted in 2017. Yeah, I'm not quarterback.
Oh, all right. I was gonna send him a message.
Oh, you won't.
JD, get your ass out here being lazy as fuck up there in the ivory tower, man.
Battery was good. Sorry to hear that, man. That sucks. At least you got 2 weekends before that.
JD's never did, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty close to that.
Oh, he's texting Don too.
Oh, really? So, I had 2 to 41, 41. That whole stretch right there. Like what's going?
Go back one. That was like Antonio Camardi was at like 4 kids and like still had time to play football.
That was great.
Yeah.
I saw like TikTok.
Might have been 10, right, where they were really good.
Yeah.
Rex Ryan.
I like it. It's good. Coming back from OTAs, kind of having a swing and knowing the playbook, knowing what to do, feels good. I haven't really got a lot of action out there, so a little frustrated with that, but it's good though. I like it.
How much are you looking forward to putting the pads on today?
A lot. I mean, my role, I think I'm gonna be in the box. I'm gonna be blitzing, so I'm ready to kind of get it cracking.
No action kind of says something though, right? I mean, like if they're not throwing at you.
Yeah, it's saying something, but I mean, I can't practice reps on PBUs or interceptions, but I'm just keep doing my job. I think they'll come though.
How about this red zone session at the end of practice today, though? Like keeping him out for whatever that was, 7, 8 plays. Does that feel equal, as close to a pick as he can get?
I think individually, yeah. But as a group, I mean, that's really good for us. I think that's speaking volume of, our mentality, how we feel going into the red zone. We did get some touchdowns, we're there with the 2s and the 3s, so we got to go correct those things. But, we just want to make sure we're perfect from 1s, 2s, and 3s, not just the 1s. So the next guys can be ready to go.
Like, what do you think about the quarterback so far? All 3 of them.
The quarterbacks is good. Those guys are competing. I think the thing I love the most is, they're still friends, right? And so there's no talking trash to each other. They're kind of just got their heads down and just going to work every day, taking the reps that they get and taking them, understanding that they're all crucial reps.
role does the safety play in this defense, or the safeties? Like, how can they benefit the corners and just all the
I think the biggest role for the safeties is just communication, letting the corners know what they need to play, and making sure the stars know what they need to do, and knowing like if we're passing off, if we're not, if we're locking, if we're not.
Is that a little different than past, or is that just football?
I think it's just football.
You brought up the the blitzing that you're going to be able to do in this defense, and we obviously saw a bunch of that last year. What has made you good in that? Like, why do you think that's something that you would excel at personally?
I think it's always been something. Me being quick and having speed is always a plus, and then having our edge guys outside and knowing what they're going to do helps a lot. I think Coach Staley kind of dials them up at the right time, so I think that's probably the most special thing about it.
Is there like some instinct involved in that too?
Yeah, you gotta know who your tackles are, who you're going up against, knowing if they're quick, if they set high, if they set low. So that'll be something that I'll implement into my film study this year that I didn't do last year.
Time for one more.
Being coach from the here, Joseph, what has it been like, trying to talk about y'all's relationship so far?
Me and TJ, we don't really interact too much, him being with the safeties. But TJ's cool. Hung out with Jade a little bit out in Vegas. So talked to Jade a little bit about him, just kind of figure him out a little bit more. So that was good.
Okay, thanks.
All right, guys. Can we roll? Yeah, let's just go. Come on.
No, that's terrible. But it's first.
Everyone's getting better. All right, so we'll start with DeMario was not at practice today. Excuse absence, no issues there. All good, just so everyone's on the same page. Really hot day, humid day, which was really good for us. Obviously, we reached the threshold right at the end from a wet ball perspective, and so we had to send the developmental group inside for the finishing part of practice. But it was a great practice.
Have you had a practice that hot before? Like, do you remember one at different levels? Was this crazy hot, or was it normal?
It was really hot. Obviously, that's what it is. Every once in a while during training camp, every place you've been, you're going to catch a few hot days, and this was one of them. And so for our guys, it was good.
Dylan, what do you kind of hope you see at this competition behind Alvin, running back? It's like you got a lot of guys with some good experience.
Yeah, we got a nice blend. Some guys who've been in this league for a number of years, who've contributed at high levels that we're excited to see, and some younger guys. And so for those guys, it's going to be just a matter of taking advantage of those opportunities. Running backs, having games has a big component of it, just because of the component of tackling and breaking tackles and all that. But he's done a good job.
How much did you look forward to putting the pads on tomorrow?
Yeah, that's a big part. Ultimately, that's what we're building towards. This whole entire offseason program has been built to the point where you're actually in pads, and that's ultimately how you play this game. And so it'll be good. It'll take a few days for our guys to get used to it, because it's been a long time for a lot of these guys. It's January or February that they were last wearing pads, and so there'll be an acclimation period a little bit, just getting used to that, getting the pad level low, kind of the physicality and the finish.
What have about Chase so far throughout training camp? I mean, we know obviously him with this new scheme and whatnot, but are you kind of starting to see it pay dividends a little bit with what he could be in this scheme?
Yeah, you're seeing it. He's an excellent player. Obviously, we know that part of it. I think his ability to play on the edge is going to be a huge advantage. His ability to play a number of different ways. I think he can set the edge really, really well. He's got explosiveness in obviously the pass rush game, and so he'll be a big part of this defense.
With your evaluation of the quarterbacks today, and then just in general, are they about where you hoped they would be 4 days in?
Yeah, I think there's going to be highs and lows for all of them. There's going to be some good moments. There's going to be some rough moments that we get to learn from, and that's part of what training camp is about. And so I think anytime you come off an off day, there's a little bit of get back into it. I think it's good for our guys to get used to that. You have 3 really good days, you have an off day, and now you kind of got to hop back into it and start fast. And so all of our guys can get used to that rhythm and routine, because that's how the season's going to go.
You've mentioned the off days, or the building from setbacks, the interceptions, bad passes. Is that sort of always been your philosophy to use, the worst rep to build on?
Well, certainly, I think those are the ones you're going to grow most from. And I think for our guys, handling those are probably, just more important than, handling all the highs. And so there's a time where you're going to reach a point where you're just going to have a ton of highs. You're going to have to handle that as well. But those guys got to learn from some things, and they got to have first level experiences, go through some things, and navigate it.
Was taking the Tyler over to the other field with the, I think it was the threes today. Is that just because like you're trying to get as many reps as you can with these guys? And
Yeah,
limited?
yeah. We did a 2-spot drill, and we'll do those on occasion throughout camp. It's just a way of maximize as many reps as we can while not being out here for 3 hours. And so it's a chance for us to get 8 reps, and by doing on 2 fields we get 16 reps.
Kellen, it seems like Danny Stutzman's been making plays and then getting some snaps with the ones. Is that predetermined as you go into camp who's going to get in with the ones, or do you earn that? Has he earned chances to play with the ones?
Well, certainly, like every position, especially early in training camp, we're going to rotate these guys as much as we can. But I will say Danny's done an excellent job. Big time interception today. Matched up on a receiver in the middle of the field and kind of has great awareness and feel, and he matches the routes really, really well and made a big time play. And so he's just been making a bunch of consistent plays like that, and they've been showing up a ton.
Who are some of the guys that have worn the communication device besides Demario?
All those linebackers just kind of rotate. They'll all have different opportunities there. We'll see.
The play from Julian Blackman in here, and what you've seen from him so far.
For a guy who showed up just a couple days ago and just hops in and plays defense and is communicating at such a high level, it shows the experience and the high football IQ that he has. He's a big-time player. Again, when the transition happened, Tyron ended up deciding to retire. We'd been kind of in communication with Julian for really most of the offseason as we kind of went through this, and so when the opportunity presented itself, it felt like a win-win for both sides.
I think Staley said.
I'm sorry, is that unusual that a guy like him would still be on the market in the middle of the summer?
We obviously feel fortunate. He's a big-time player. He's contributed in a lot of different ways. Everyone's going through different situations. Sometimes you're waiting for the right opportunity from a player perspective, just making sure you put yourself in the best position moving in for the season. And so I think this thing's going to work out great for all sides.
It sounded like Staley said something like, I've waited 5 years for that. Is he a player that he wanted like a long time ago? Like, did he bring that up to you?
Brandon certainly, yes. We got 3 Utah guys. They played big time football at Utah, especially on defense for a really long time, and so we're fired up to get them.
Kellen, do you have any certain plan with going live? I mean, will you do live tackling with the physicality now ramping up?
We'll see potentially as this thing progresses towards the tail end when we get into some scrimmage settings right before the Chargers. We may get into some live stuff, but not tomorrow.
How about the rotation of the quarterbacks? Is Tyler going to be the first with the bat tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll just keep talking through it, and we'll continue to rotate these guys as much as we can.
And Spencer today, I mean, he had a nice dump off pass to Alvin for a touchdown off the blitz. I mean, is that kind of indicative of him kind of growing, in this offense, like being able to recognize things and stuff along those lines?
Yeah, I think Spencer is a really decisive, gets the ball out of his hands really quickly. He's very, very confident in that form, and so he does a really, really good job. And I think that's one thing that you certainly recognize with him. When he sees a blitz, he gets the ball out of his hands, he finds the completion. He's done a nice job from that standpoint.
The 2 words that players have used throughout camp to describe your process are calculated and confident. Do you feel like the preparedness breeds the confidence, or do you think that trickles down when the players don't have to think about as much?
It's a great question. I think certainly a lot of this thing is building up for Sundays in the fall, and so we're doing everything we can from a physical standpoint and then from a mental standpoint. And so, our team meetings, trying to prepare ourselves for how do we win football games, how do we, understand situational football, what wins and loses games in this league. We're trying to hammer that stuff as much as we can because that can be a big advantage for us.
Kellen, I know Julian Blackman played kind of rotated almost by years, strong safety, free safety, nickel. Did you have a vision for a position he fits best? I know his versatility is key, but is there a role you have specifically?
Certainly our safeties will be able to play, both sides of it. Justin naturally plays down a little bit more, and so Julian will play back a little bit more. Percentages told you. But, those guys will be able to play both sides, and that's the versatility that both those guys have played throughout their career. So, obviously a huge advantage. And, Julian even played a little corner back in the Utah days. Not that we're going to ask him to do that, but he does have that flexibility and that coverage ability to perform, in those situations.
Not to make too big of a deal of the interceptions, but I guess for both, what's kind of the vantage point for the QB? Was like miscommunication or anything?
Yeah. I think, I'm an offense guy, but we got to say 2 really good plays on the defensive side. I thought both guys just made really, really good plays from a defense perspective. And quarterbacks, again, just ball placement and, giving ourselves an opportunity. So we'll evaluate on film and see if there's any other coaching points.
Do you guys have any benchmarks or goals that you want to meet before you guys head to California?
We're just going to continue to grow, continue to develop. We'll have a scrimmage here towards the tail end of this week, and then transition into the next phase of this thing, which gets us geared up towards preseason. And so there'll be a continued building process here.
For the injured guys, come to California with you, like Jason and
Yeah,
Foster?
yeah.
What kind of growth have you seen from the offensive line so far?
They've done a really good job. They've done everything we've asked of them. They're working really well together. There's a lot of communication, verbal and nonverbal, that those guys have to spend time and invest on. And the pads is the next component. Ultimately, that's the big piece that still needs to be added to the equation. And the offensive defense line, that'll be a fun battle for those guys for the next few days. All good? All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Say, J-Max grabbed me a water. I don't think I can speak until that. Yes, absolutely. You ain't drink out of it, huh? Is it cold?
Wow. No, that was.
I appreciate it. I'm gonna be grateful. All right.
How you doing?
He's got one of those.
Oh no, I need another one.
Well, Coach just talked about expecting a fun battle in the trenches for y'all. I'm gonna let you finish, but what are you expecting going into pads?
Exactly what you said. I think it'll be a battle. I think we have a super talented D-line and a super talented O-line. Those guys are physical. We're physical. And, you know, it's a new defensive scheme, new defensive system. So learning that, learning their tendencies, like it'll be something that we have to adjust to. But yeah, I think we'll have some battles all camp long.
From the spring,
Hopefully we win the majority.
in the spring, we've seen the offensive line stay relatively the same. Is there a benefit to that continuity? Like, how has kind of working with the same unit all throughout this process helped?
I would say that it's been good. You know, I've never played next to Trevor before, so it's been good for us to have the spring, have now, to just get our communication down, get our footwork down, and it's something that's going to have to get improved on every day, especially once we hop in pads, because things change in. The physicality changes, the first and second step change. But I'll say it's been good. Me and C's are good. That's my dog. Yeah, but having a whole new left side, pretty much, you have to learn the communication, how they talk, those types of things.
How would you describe how would you describe how Trevor is doing right now, and how are the two of you sort of meshing together?
Yeah, I would say that he's doing pretty good right now. He's got some technical things to clean up, but the physicality it's there. I feel like this transition to the interior is something that has only benefited him and will only benefit this team throughout the season. So he's obviously got growth to do, but I'm very impressed with where he's at right now.
Do you expect Devon Gaucho to bring a different level of strength into like the one-on-one pass rushes, all the pass rushes when you get the pads on? That you haven't faced a nose quite like
pass rush. Cool. It's that run game.
Yeah.
That man he's a double team eater. Big, heavy hands. His forearms are like freaking like that. So like pass game, yes. Run game, he's a beast.
I was just thinking of the drills that are about to start where you have to isolate against him. You don't get help.
I'm going to say this, but I'm just going to try not to let him get started. If I don't let him get started, then he can't go. Listen, he's stronger than I am. I'll tell you that 10 times out of 10. But you know, if I can stop him from going, then I think we'll be all right.
Do they call false starts in that drill or
no? It can't be. I'm the only one going. I'll snap the ball when I'm ready to. I'll say, figure it out after that.
Have you gone against a 3-4 scheme? I mean, back to college, or have you?
In games, yeah. I feel like a lot of the guys we faced the last couple of years were 3-4 schemes.
Yeah.
But getting into it in practice is something that is new. Like we've never had guys ever considered edges. It was always defensive end. But you know, even we're bringing in like a little 5-1 penny front. That's something that a lot more defenses are going to nowadays, but something that we've never seen before in a practice setting. So that's something that like it really makes my brain have to work. The brain power has to get going. But it's a good team. That's what I can tell you.
Speaking of that, I mean, no shortage to the quarterbacks you work with, but if you had your druthers, do you like it when it's your responsibility to make more line calls as opposed to when the quarterback takes that off your plate?
I'm indifferent about it.
Yeah.
I do it because it's my job. If somebody else's job, I'm looking to it. Cool.
Have you gotten the feel, just like for some of the stuff that Staley does that can stress out an offensive line? Like, what are some of the things that stand out?
What I was just saying, that 5-1 penny front, every time I come to the line, it stresses me out. Like I said, more defenses are running it, but it's still something that's not super commonly seen. Like Carolina will run it, Arizona will run it, but that's really all I know. But just getting up and figuring out your points in the run game is tough. And then they disguise the safeties really well. So like that stresses me out.
So like,
what's that?
like what all are you reading? Like when that comes up, like what's the process of working through it?
Well, it depends on the play call. So we get up, we call an inside zone. I'm assessing this too deep safety. Like, oh, is he at 12 yards or is he at 10? Is he going to come down? Is this linebacker bossed over? And like if they do it post snap, like then we just kind of got to roll with the point and just whatever the idea is, but it can not put us in the best situation. So things like that.
The way the safeties are used, are they different than kind of what you've seen in the past, or just that like constant movement? Or
Yeah, they're very good disguising. Hope that didn't mess up the audio. Just very good disguise.
And that penny look you were talking about, was that what Philadelphia used against you guys last year as well? Or is that
No,
like,
Philadelphia came out in like kind of like a 6'2" front, 6'1", 6'2". They'd roll the safety down.
Having two young guys, kind of the left and right tackle position, just what have you seen from them so far?
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this. I think Tali had a hell of a year last year on the left side. Moving to the right, which is his natural position, I only expect more. I think the standard just goes up for him, and he's no longer a rookie. And then Kelvin, I mean, he went number 9 overall for a reason. Super talented. Still just some technical things to clean up at the pro level, but I think you have your guys for the foreseeable future.
Eric, what was your personal approach this offseason after just like dealing with the multiple injuries last year? Like, how did you view that? How did you kind of attack it?
A big rehab focus. I spent a lot of time. I mean, I spent pretty much until OTA started here, rehabbing, adductors, shoulders, like trying to get right, because what happened last year, that can't happen again. And my bicep, forgot my bicep. So I put a big emphasis on the rehab portion, and then when I went to Dallas to train, continuing that with the guys that I have there.
And obviously, like you had the injuries last year, so it's a necessity in some ways. But like, does that change for you as your career has progressed, and just like focusing more on, I guess, rehab or even prehab sort of stuff?
I think so. When I was young, I didn't think about this stuff. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna wake up and go. This is what I do. Now it's like, all right, I'm gonna need to get here 45 minutes earlier than I used to, get my core warmed up, get my quads warmed up, get my calves stretched, those types of things.
And with just some of the changes that organizations made with Ted Rath coming in and Kellen coming in and implementing his schedule, like how was that? Have you seen that have like positive impact even early?
Yeah. I will say that this is probably the best my body has felt day 4 into camp since high school, maybe, for a long time. I think they put a big emphasis on the recovery portion. Like right now, we have a break until 1:30, and that's for recovery, and I'm about to go take full advantage of it.
What was Dallas like for you, and what did you get out of that?
It's just a good time to be around other O-linemen. I mean, I train with, call it 20 other O-linemen. And, you know, we pass knowledge along. I mean, there's guys that have played longer than I have, and then also it helps me teach it to younger guys, like teach, you know, my technique, my skills, whatever to them. And I just always enjoy going out there. Get some good barbecue, some good Mexican food, can't complain.
Eric, when external expectations are so low, I know you guys always want to say you want to tune it out, and maybe if you've been around long enough you can, but you know, as a leader, is that something you have to be conscious of, making sure spirits are high when, like, you know, an entire locker room is hearing because they're picked to finish last and things like that?
I think it's motivation, which I'm not a guy that's super externally motivated, but I think that it's something that everybody can look at and be like, damn, they really think we have a shot at anything. So let's go do it. Like, there's nothing holding us back, so let's go do it.
Do you intentionally address it, or at least are not afraid to address it when you say things?
Yeah.
Are there signs you see though, like, you know, you already know that it's not going to be like that, like early in camp? Like,
can't tell you. All I can tell you is we got to go ball. Yeah, that's what I can say.
And when you have a young quarterbacks, like, obviously every quarterback wants their offensive line to protect well, but like, are there things you can do to help like the inexperienced quote unquote like in that situation? Like,
Yeah, I mean that's kind of my main job.
Yeah.
Seeing front, seeing coverages, getting a third down plan together, which I think our line coaches do a great job of that for different looks, and I just gotta put it all in here and then go out and execute it on game day. Cool.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Kendra, how do you view your opportunity here going into a new system and everything behind or working with Alvin?
Really just blessed every day to wake up and just still be in the building, just grind with the guys, and like I said, we just out there grinding together, so it feels good to be out there with them.
Do you find that Kellen's offense maybe asks you to do things that are more akin to like what you did at TCU or anything like that, like that kind of play to your strengths a little bit?
Yeah, especially like when he first got here and we went through OTAs or whatnot, I was definitely like, this is what I ran at TCU, and like I feel very comfortable in the offense.
What are your thoughts on the structure of training camp and maybe the emphasis on recovery?
Oh man, it's a big difference. Like I said, I feel so fresh like right now. Like it doesn't feel like we practiced 3 days, because he take care of us. Like him and Ted, Kellen and Ted, they take care of us really well. And today was super hot, but like they manage like our workload. Like they look at like our steps and like how many steps we take. So they take care of us.
What do you think of the competition in the running back room?
I love it. Like I said, we making each other better every day, and like I said, it's just a blessing to be out there grinding with them every day. And like we got a loaded running back room right now, but like I said, it's just a grind out there. Everybody making each other better, and we just encouraging each other every day.
How much does having like very experienced guys like Akers, like Clyde, being in there with you, like does that push you even more, you think?
Yeah, especially just like for me, like I'm in year 3, but it's like a lot to learn for me, because just AK, Clyde, like they got so much experience like playing, so any little thing that I'm like a little unsure of, I just ask them, and they are glad to help me. So it's just, like I said, a blessing to have them in the room, and I can lean on them.
Being where you're at with your health and how you feel, like, do you feel like you're going to be able to show what you can actually do like this year? Like, do you feel like you're best set up to kind of show yourself?
Yeah, most definitely. Especially like this is the like I feel normal now finally. This is the most healthy I've been ever since I've been in the NFL. It's just kind of been like sped up process kind of since I've been here, so I never like was 100% like all the way, but like I said, I put in some work in the off season and got my body back right, and I feel great right now.
So would you say that kind of goes back to the knee injury coming out of college? Like it just was never kind of a clear runway?
Yeah. It was never like clear, just like day one, and I've been like through it all. It's just been kind of like one thing and then another. Like it just kind of kept going.
Are you leaner now than maybe you have been in the past?
Yeah, I definitely leaned up a lot, and that goes back to like me being like finally healthy. I definitely done dropped in body weight, and I feel great like moving.
So what do you expect to play out this year?
Between like 218 and probably like 215, like somewhere in there, which I've been at in the past, but like I said, I'm like way more lean now.
Since you've had a full offseason, like in what ways, what are a couple key ways where you feel like you're playing the position better or know the position better than even December or January?
Really honestly, it's just this play style. I understand it way more, and I've really had time to just like break it down, and this is the first time I've just went through OTAs with the team like fully, and then like starting out training camp or whatever, and so like just having the reps, it's one thing to do in the meeting room, but like to be able to do it on the field and then like do it in the meeting room, everything's like slowing down. So I feel great right now.
How much do you look forward to like putting on the pads and maybe trying to get a chance to separate yourself from the other guys in the running back?
Yeah, like I said, OTAs is kind of like more for like the quarterbacks and like even the beginning of training, like quarterbacks and receivers. So like when you put the pads on, that's really when you can see like who can do what. And like I said, injuries or not, like I've always been confident what I can do. So I'm not really worried about none of that. I'm just ready to get to work. Really.
Yeah, McCoy is someone who missed several games last year, obviously due to injury. How much of a difference does he make when he's out there leading that offensive line?
Like I said, he run the show. He the core of the O line, and you know he take pride in being in that. And there's definitely a big difference, like with him out there. I mean, Eric is just he's so smart. Like he knows exactly what's going on. And like I said, he with our rookie Kelvin, he definitely is like already helping him. Like it's just like he been doing it at a high level for a good minute. So I mean, it's just great having him out there.
And Zach, can you speak to the shift of the O-line and the addition of Kelvin?
Yes.
Yeah.
You said what?
Can you speak to the shift of the O-line?
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
Kelvin?
Yeah. So like I said, Tally, he back on the right side, which is feel like he's more comfortable over there. But he had a great rookie year. Kelvin, you definitely see the athletic. Like I mean, he went 9, so it's just like I feel like putting Trevor also at guard. That really is gonna excel our O-line, and feel like we're gonna have one of the best O-lines for sure, if not the best in the league. Like, I'm speaking highly of them. I'm very confident in them.
Changing numbers, 25 to 5. Why did you choose to do that? And does 5 have any significance?
Really doesn't. It was just kind of like, you know, I was injured in 25, and it was just like I just want to start something new. Like I'm like, I feel good finally. Kind of just want to leave that old mojo in the past and just kind of move on.
You spoke after the New York Giants game last year about how happy you were in that game. How much did that kind of carry you through what I imagine was a pretty frustrating end season, going back on your reserve and I felt like all of a sudden towards the end? How much did that like experience kind of keep you hungry throughout all the rest of the offseason?
Yeah, because I mean, I didn't go through training camp, and then I was on IR like the whole year. So, you know, after the Giants game, you know, it's just like I can still play football. It's just like you kind of just going through treatment every day and like rehab, and like I'm here to play football. So just to get back out there and see what I could still I can still do. And so it's like it's just encouraging. So it's like I mean, just a reminder like to me in my head, like I mean, I'm still who I was. I mean, it's just like stuff happens. I mean, you just got to go through stuff.
So you would consider that kind of a, I don't want to call it a turning point, but just sort of like I had a chance to prove something?
Yeah, most definitely.